Halfmilesniper here, and today we are back on the range and we're going to be testing some more 6.5 PRC ammo. This ammo is built with Vihtavuori N170. Let's get down to the target line here and I'll bring you right back. Okay, well, we're here at the target, and what I have once again is just my little strip of cardboard, because I'm not expecting these to be all over the paper. We have our 3/8 inch dot, and we have them labeled. Left to right, we're starting at 52.3 grains of Vihtavuori N170, pushing the 147 grain ELD, and we're going to finish up this morning at 53.5. Last time out, as I recall, Vihtavuori was a kind of a slow powder. We were barely making 2,600 feet per second at 52. I think that's where we stopped. So I decided that we're also going to be running them with the Magnum primer. So it's going to be 52.3 grains of Vihtavuori N170, pushing the 147 ELD with a Federal Magnum primer. So let me get the target cam set up, get the chronograph turned on, and we'll get to shooting. As we make our way back to the shooting line, weather's been really bad. We've had a bunch of rain. We got a break in the weather today. Got more rain coming, I guess starting tomorrow. I think they're calling for up to 6 inches. So got some really weird shadows on the range today, and I look really dark. So when I set up the camera for shooting, I'm going to take the filter off, try to brighten things up a little bit. So give me a couple more minutes to finish getting the chronograph fine-tuned, and hopefully I can keep the shots over the sensors today. Alrighty, y'all. Well, we're about ready to get started. I got the chronograph hopefully aligned. We got our target cam running. We got our targets up there. I got a loaded magazine. I got 52.3, I believe it was. Yes, 52.3 grains of Vihtavuori N170 ready to rock and roll. And before we get started, let's cover a couple things real quick. I'm still getting lots of comments that, oh my God, that table moves. Yeah, the table moves a little bit. It's a portable table. Best thing about it is, by the time the table moves, the bullet's already left the barrel. So the moving table isn't an issue. Somebody else commented that, oh, I got that giant break in a light caliber or light rifle with that caliber. Okay, I don't have a giant break. The muzzle device is for my suppressor. It just happens to be a break. But that's the device that fits my suppressor, which I can't run in this state. I have to run it when I'm in my other state. And as far as light, this rifle is a Howa 1500 with a bull barrel in an Oryx chassis. And with this scope and this setup, it weighs 14.5 pounds, so the rifle's not light. It's not F-class heavy, which I think can't be more than like 23.5 or 25 pounds, something like that, I don't know. And then the bench, or maybe that's the bench resters, and the other guys go up to 30 pounds. Yeah, no, this is 14.5 pounds. And then for everybody that thinks that this is the longest scope in the world, not pointing any fingers, but that's just the sunshade. Makes it look so much more lengthy. So, let me get this sunshade back on. Sounds like we got a military prop job flying around today. Wonder if, yep, C-130. Love the sound of freedom. Okay, enough blabbing. Let me get my ears in, got my eyes on, chronographs on, burning up electrons down at the target camera because it's been on. And this will be 52.3 grains of Vihtavuori N170 on the left-hand dot. Okay. Over the chronograph, I hope. Here we go. 2585. Now, that seems slower. Well, I'll have to double check. I thought we were right at 2600. Could be the weather because it's fairly cool. And I missed the
2582.
No, I did not miss the sensor. 2582. But I did jerk the trigger that time, and I felt that. Okay, no jerking the trigger, Mike.
2610.
2610. And I didn't jerk the trigger, and it went just below the first shot. That might have been an okay group if I wouldn't have jerked the trigger. So, our average, 2592, extreme spread 28, standard deviation 13, and like I said, it might have been a okay group if I wouldn't have jerked the second shot. Clear the chrono, and we will shoot the next group. Okay, chrono's cleared. Magazine's loaded. Next group will be 52.5 grains of Vihtavuori N170, pushing the 147 grain ELD, and we'll be on the second dot from the left, the one marked 52.5.
$2,626.
2626. Brass is still coming out nice and cool.
$2,613.
2613. Yeah, 52.5 doesn't look like it's doing very well.
$2,624.
2624. Got very consistent speeds that time though. Our average was 2621. Our spread was 13, and our standard deviation was 6. But that group sucked. Now, let me clear these out. And we'll clear the chrono, and we'll let the gun cool. Alrighty, well, we'll let the gun cool. I ran down to make sure the target camera was still running, and I caught an error. I was telling you that last group was 52.5 grains of Vihtavuori N170. It's 52.6. I glanced down at my notes and it looked like a 5, but it's a 6. 52.6 was what we shot. Now we're going to shoot 52.9. Yes, 52.9. Ears in, eyes on, target cam's running, chronograph's running. Y'all are running. Let's make sure we're over the chronograph. And here we go.
$2,647.
2647. And what's interesting is, without all the shooting on the other bays, I'm actually hearing the bullet smack the berm. Pretty cool. The smack would be really loud if I had my suppressor.
$2,639.
2639.
$2,628.
2628. Seems like another set of good numbers, but the group's ugly. Our 3-shot average is 2638. Our extreme spread is 19, and our standard deviation is 8. Last two groups have given us good numbers, but ugly groups. Although 52.9 is a better group than 52.6. Let's see what happens at the next group. Next group will be 53.2. Let me clear out the chrono. All right, chrono's cleared out, barrel's cooled off, magazine's loaded with 3 rounds of 53.9, no, 53.2. 52.9 is what we just shot. 53.2 grains of Vihtavuori N170. Ears are in, target camera's on, chronograph is ready. Here we go.
$2,661.
2661. Still coming out very cool. That is the weirdest thing with this rifle. I've never had a rifle spit out cold brass.
$2,660.
2660.
$2,644.
2644. From here, that looks like it could be 3 shots touching. Let's see what we get. Our 3-shot average is 2655. Still pretty slow for the 6.5 PRC. Our extreme spread is 17. Our standard deviation is 8. And we've got a nice group. I have to double check what the max load is for Vihtavuori N170. I want to say might be 56 grains. I don't know. But we finally got a group. We just don't have the speed. Let me clear these shots out and we will reset the chrono while the rifle's cooling. And we'll shoot the last group of the day, which will be 53.5 for the final group of the day. Alrighty, y'all. While the barrel was cooling, I had to go take a look at that target. I know y'all can already see it, but that's definitely 3 shots touching. It's going to be just under a half an inch because it's 3 shots in a line, not in a clover leaf. But finally making some headway and getting a spot where we get a decent group. Now we need to find a spot where we get a decent group and get the speed we want. But hey, that's all part of the testing process, isn't it? One more shot of coffee. We'll test fire this last batch of N170, which is 53.5 grains of N170, pushing the 147 grain ELD. The 2 prior groups, prior to that last group, looked like factory ammo. Sorry, Hornady. Okay, 53.5 grains of Vihtavuori N170. We're over the chrono. .5 is the last dot on the right. Okay, well, it didn't talk to me, but the screen says 2683, and it didn't talk to me because I accidentally backed out of it. So 2683 according to the screen on the chronograph.
$2,659.
2659.
$2,662.
2662. So the nice lady in the chronograph is going to give us some bad info. I'll have to recalculate the average. 59 to 83. That's 24. 4. So split the difference between all of that. Be 12.59. So like roughly 2671. The 2-shot average gave us a 2660 with an extreme spread of 3 when we know it's 24. A standard deviation of 2, and it's probably actually about 10. Well, heck. Alrighty. Let me go pull that target and we'll take a look. Alrighty. So 52.3, our first shot, me jerking the trigger, and then coming back here. That might have been a decent group, but the speed was way low. 52.6, which even as I set this up, for some reason I thought it was 52.5. Corrected it on the cardboard, shot it, except kept calling it 52.5. It was 52.6. Didn't shoot very good for us at all. 52.9, a little bit better, but not that good. 53.2, that's going to be ½ inch, straight line. Center to center, actually, center to center, that might only be about might be a 0.4. We'll see. And I say we'll see because like a dummy. I forgot my measuring device again. I might have to buy another one just to put in my rifle bag. Yeah, dummy me. But that's probably going to be 0.4 to 0.5. And then 53.5. Our actual average is probably about 2671. Still slow. Not that bad a group, but not that good. So we will continue experimenting with the Vihtavuori N170, and we'll push it up towards the max charge and maybe past the max charge. We'll see. Measure these out when I get home, and we'll see how they look. Alrighty, y'all. Now that we're home, showered up and warmed up, we got the target measured from the Vihtavuori N170, and our first group with the 52.3 gave us a 0.73 inch group. 52.6 with me jerking the trigger gave us a 1.29 inch group. 52.9 gave us a 1.004. So basically a 1 inch group. 53.2 gave us a 0.392 inch group. Not too shabby. Speed could be better. Hopefully we'll come back into that size as we get a little closer to max load with this. And our last group with the N170 was 53.5, which gave us a 0.804 inch group. Alrighty, y'all. Well, besides forgetting my measuring device, I did bring another rifle. I brought my 350 Legend, and I brought that super light ammo that I made from the bullets that viewer Eric G sent. But the other thing I forgot was the super light buffer I made to see if I could get those rounds to run in the gun. So my day's done here. I feel so dumb sometimes. Get in a hurry to leave the house. It's 40 miles away, so it's not like I can just run next door and get the stuff I forgot. Got to make do with what I have. We got a really nice group out of the Vihtavuori N170. We just need to get a little more speed out of it. I think we'll be able to. I did order some H1000. That should be here soon. Once I get my hands on the H1000, we'll start testing some H1000 as well. Instead of listening to me blah, blah, blah and drone on, I want to remind y'all, stay strapped or get clapped. Carry everywhere you can. Get a CCW if you need one. If you're in a constitutional carry state, get a CCW anyways. You might travel. Not everybody recognizes constitutional carry, although they should. And once again, the Honorable Roger T. Benitez gave it to the state of California and determined that their ammunition laws, the background check for ammunition, was an unconstitutional law. Yahoo! I'm going to redo my test with the factory ammo, break it down. I'm actually going to break it all the way down. We'll weigh the charges. We'll reset the neck tension because I think that was the problem before. But anyways, rather than buying local, which buying online from out of state, the ammunition was cheaper. But by the time you factored in shipping and tax, it was more expensive. But rather than buying local, to just prove the point, I was one of the many millions that ordered my factory ammo online to have it shipped in. Ha. It was worth paying about $5 extra. Thank you, Roger T. Benitez. Keep slapping the state. Hopefully the Ninth Circuit ultimately agrees with your opinion, because if they don't, I'm pretty sure SCOTUS will. But rather than getting all political and getting all into the weeds, because that's not what I'm about. I'm about shooting handguns, rifles, for fun, for group. That's me. I want to thank y'all for hanging with me. I really appreciate it. There's a link below in the description to the little store where I have some shirts and hats and mugs for sale. And that's interesting. It sounded like someone was knocking. Oh well. Until next time, Halfmilesniper reminding y'all, stay safe, keep shooting. We'll catch you next time.
Send it. Hit.